Before time began, there was God, pure light, perfect love. In eternity's silence, he chose to create. With a word, he formed the heavens and filled them with radiant beings, angels. These angels lived in harmony, each with a purpose, their songs echoing God's glory. Among them was Lucifer, the morning star, the most brilliant and beautiful of all. Lucifer led the angelic host in worship, a masterpiece of God's creation. This was a realm of joy, order, and love. No darkness, no conflict. The angels had free will, able to choose love and loyalty. For ages, no one questioned God's goodness. But the roots of our story reach back to this perfect kingdom. A choice was brewing, one that would change everything. Darkness was about to enter the universe. This single choice would set the stage for a cosmic battle between good and evil. The harmony of heaven would soon be shattered. The consequences would ripple through all creation, and the shadow of that choice would one day fall on a small, new world, Earth. The story of humanity begins here, in a universe of light, on the brink of darkness. In the heart of perfection, pride took root in Lucifer. He gazed at his own beauty and power, craving the worship given to God. I will ascend. I will be like the Most High, he thought. This was no mere disagreement. It was open rebellion. Lucifer wanted not to reflect God's light, but to be the source. He spread doubt among the angels, questioning God's character. Free will allowed for real love, but also for real rebellion. Lucifer chose self over his creator, shattering heaven's peace. A line was drawn. Every angel had to choose a side. Lucifer and his followers were cast out. Light-bearer became adversary. Lucifer became Satan. His fall was a transformation, from beauty to corruption, from worshiper to enemy. Jesus said, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Satan became the embodiment of evil, forever opposed to God. The cosmic conflict had begun. The universe would never be the same. The adversary now sought to destroy all that was good. After the rebellion, the earth was formless and void. Darkness covered the deep. Some say this chaos echoed the cosmic war's devastation. Yet God, ever the restorer, began anew. In 6 days, he spoke order into chaos. Light, land, sky, life. He transformed a wasteland into paradise. At creation's pinnacle, God formed Adam from dust, breathing life into him. Adam was unique, made in God's image, with spirit and will. God created Eve as his companion and placed them in Eden, a perfect garden. Their relationship with God was direct, personal, and unbroken. They walked with him, cared for the garden, and ruled as his representatives. Innocence and peace defined their existence. No shame, no fear, no evil. Humanity was the crowning achievement of this new world. God saw all he had made, and it was very good. Eden was a fresh start, untouched by rebellion. But the shadow of the past lingered. The stage was set for a new test. Paradise awaited a choice. In Eden's center stood 2 trees, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. God gave Adam and Eve freedom, eat from any tree but one. This single command was a test of trust, not a harsh restriction. Obedience was their way to express love and loyalty. True relationship requires choice. God wanted love freely given. The boundary was simple: trust God and live, or distrust and die. Their happiness depended on honoring this loving limit. They were stewards of creation, companions to God. As long as they trusted, paradise was theirs. The tree of knowledge was the focal point of free will. It wasn't a trap, but a chance for meaningful choice. Their decision would define humanity's destiny. But in the shadows, an enemy waited. He saw his opportunity to strike at God's new creation. The test was set. The outcome would echo through history. Trust or betrayal, everything hung in the balance. Satan, burning with jealousy, targeted what God loved most, humanity. Disguised as a serpent, he approached Eve with a question. Did God really say? His words twisted God's command, planting doubt. He painted God as restrictive, not loving. Eve corrected him, but the seed of doubt grew. Satan boldly contradicted God. You will not certainly die. He called God a liar, promising enlightenment and power. The same lie that led to his own fall. You can be like God. Disobedience was made to look like liberation. Eve saw the fruit as desirable, wisdom-giving. She ate, then gave some to Adam, who also ate. In that moment, they trusted the serpent over their creator. The choice was made, trust broken, innocence lost. This single act changed everything for humanity. The enemy's deception had succeeded. The world would never be the same. The moment they ate, Adam and Eve's eyes were opened, but to shame, not divinity. They hid from each other and from God. Innocence replaced by guilt and fear. Their relationship fractured. Blame and excuses replaced truth. Sin created a chasm between humanity and God. God's warning came true. Spiritual death, separation from the source of life. Judgment fell. Pain, toil, conflict, and death entered the world. Banished from Eden, they lost access to the tree of life. Paradise was lost. The world was broken. Sin and suffering became part of human experience. The harmony of creation was shattered. Humanity now lived under the shadow of the deceiver. The fall marked a turning point. Life would never be the same. The consequences of that choice echo through every generation. The world groaned under the weight of the curse. The garden's deception was just the beginning. A war for humanity's soul had begun. By obeying Satan, Adam and Eve surrendered their authority. Satan became the god of this world, influencing its systems and hearts. Evil, pain, and injustice spread, not by God's design, but by humanity's choice. The struggle between good and evil became the story of history. Satan's strategy: twist truth, make sin attractive, confuse right and wrong. The same lie persists. You can be your own God. Every person is born into this brokenness, separated from God. The legacy of Adam's choice is a world marred by pride, greed, and conflict. Yet God remains sovereign. Satan is powerful, but not all-powerful. Evil is real, but God's plan endures. The battle is not between equals. God's victory is certain. He patiently works to rescue his creation. The war rages, but the outcome is not in doubt. Good will triumph. The enemy is already defeated. Hope remains, even in a world at war. In humanity's darkest hour, God gave a promise, a glimmer of hope. To the serpent, he declared, one day a descendant of Eve would crush evil's head. This was the first gospel, the first good news. God's rescue plan was set in motion. A savior would come. For generations, people clung to this hope. Christians believed Jesus fulfilled this promise. His death was the serpent's strike, his resurrection, the crushing blow. Through Jesus, sin and death were defeated. The way back to God was opened. The battle continues, but the decisive victory is won. One day God will restore all things, a new heaven, a new earth. Sorrow and pain will end, evil will be undone forever. God will dwell with his people and everything will be made new. The story that began with rebellion will end in restoration. Hope endures, light will overcome the darkness.